After the First Anglo-Burma War, Britishers had started making inroads into the northeastern part of India, precisely the hills of northeast. Apart from this, they also interfered with the local customs, traditions and cultures. And there have been many tribal revolts in the region of northeastern part of India against this exploitative character of the British rule. One such example is Fulaguri Dhawa, which took place in Raha Fulaguri region of Assam. And in fact, it can be called as the first non-cooperation of the peasants against the exploitative character of the British rule. In today's session, we are going to discuss about one of the most important massacre, which is referred as Nyinu Massacre, which took place in the Longding district of Arunachal Pradesh. What is the entire story of Nyinu Massacre? Let's explore in today's short video. Hello everyone. Hi, this is Alok Ojha. Welcome to StudyIQ IAS English. We will discuss about the story of a tribe, and the tribe is Wancho tribe. Wancho tribe specifically are the indigenous tribes of Longding district, precisely around the region of Patkai Hills. The economic activity of the Wancho tribe is majorly dependent on primarily agricultural practices, that is shifting agriculture or jhum cultivation. Apart from this, the people of Nyinu tribe followed elaborate burial practices. Specifically, rather than cremating the body of the deceased, they had a raised wide platform made up of wooden, which is also referred as tree burial. And these practices were followed by the Wancho tribe of Arunachal Pradesh. Continuously, there have been incursion and intrusion of the Britishers into the northeastern part of India, precisely in the Longding district of Arunachal Pradesh, right from 1841 to 1875. And every time Britishers tried to interfere with the local customs, traditions and cultures, they had to face a very humiliating defeat. But on 1st February 1875, another incident took place. And at this particular incident, it is said that on 1st February 1875, Lieutenant Holcomb, he arrived in the region of Ninu village. And when he arrived in the region of Ninu village, it is said that the head of the Ninu village or the chief of the Ninu village here, he had passed away. And his name was Dingwang Wangham. He had passed away. At this time, Lieutenant Holcomb, he had come along with 197 officers, including one captain, that is Badgley. And one among the person, he criticized the cultures and practices or the elaborate burial practices of the Wancho tribe as completely uncivilized. And when this was being criticized, this was seen as an attack on the cultures, customs and tradition. Already, Wancho tribe was completely infuriated by the incursions and intrusions of the Britishers without the permission of the indigenous tribes. And apart from this, you are criticizing the cultures and customs of that region. At this point of time, the Wancho tribe, they got infuriated and attacked on 197 officers. 80 of them were being killed. 51 of them were seriously wounded. In fact, Lieutenant Holcomb, he himself was being killed. 51 were wounded, and the rest 60 to 66, they somehow managed to escape, including the captain Badgley. Apart from this, Wancho tribe had a tradition, and as a part of that tradition, Wancho tribe used to collect the head of the corpses, and these heads were kept at a sacred place, and that sacred place was referred as Hochong. And this was specifically to create a deterrence in the mind of the enemies. This was to exemplify the valor and the courage. And approximately 71 to 80 heads of the Britishers were kept at a place called as Hochong, a sacred grove. Again, in March 1875, Britishers came up with the new forces and they wanted to avenge the death of 80 soldiers. And now they started attacking the regions of the Longding district. And when they started attacking the Ninu village, it is said that Britishers had adopted a very brutal policy of suppression. The tribal people were being massacred. Many of the villages were being burnt down. One of the finest example was Ninu, Nisa, Longkai, Kaimoi, Kamhua, and Nyinu villages. They were being burned down. People were being killed. Many of the villages were being deserted. People were homeless now. And this event is referred as Nyinu Massacre. And after this, Britishers had asked the chief of the Ninu village that please surrender the person Pongi who was responsible for such a war, who was responsible for these skirmishes and killing approximately 80 officers of the British Indian Army. At that time, the chief of the Ninu village, he said a statement, and the statement goes like, if I give up on that day with the sun let my glory set, and when the moon sets my glory set, my name as Raja will be forgotten on the face of the earth. If I surrender Pongi, if I do not protect my own indigenous culture, customs and tradition, people will not respect me as a Raja. Many historians do believe that after some time, there were peace negotiations that were being initiated by the Nokte tribe. Now, many of them do believe that the chief of the Ninu village, he visited the chief of the Namsang village, one of the Nokte chiefdoms. And Nokte chiefdoms or the Nokte tribes, they had good relations. They had developed a good relations with the Britishers initially. Since they had developed a good relations with the Britishers trusted them. And that led to specific peace negotiations in the region. So this entire episode is referred as Nyinu Massacre, which took place in 1875, which is hidden within the books of history. This was a short story from the region of Arunachal Pradesh. My friends, StudyIQ IAS has come up with SIP, English batch. Specifically, it's a February batch. It's a crash course for the prelims. Those aspirants, those who are aspiring for prelims 2026. Here, everything would be taught to you completely in English and in a very structured format with proper emphasis with the keeping examination in the mind. Like there would be a proper structured timetable for history, geography, environment, polity, economy, economic survey, art and culture, current affairs, everything. Apart from this, there are proper mock tests as well. And there is a mentor as well who will be guiding you throughout your journey for the prelims examination. So there are two courses specifically. One is gold and the other one is platinum. The price for gold is 4,999 and the price for platinum is 6,999. In platinum, you would be getting a mentor who would be guiding you throughout your journey for prelims examination. And the batches are starting on 10th of February 2026. So use the code ALOKLIVE that is flashing on your screen to get the benefits of these batches. I repeat the code ALOKLIVE. Thank you.